the first time I heard about exit points that are planned in advance was by psychic Sylvia Brown. She said we each, before we incarnate, plan at least 6 exit points out of the incarnation. This can be a car crash, a war situation, drug overdose, anything that will get you out of the incarnation. So we put at least 6, destined, predestined. And then we incarnate, and when we get to the junction to choose, we can either activate the exit or keep living. So the first time I thought it was BS, to be honest. And then, as the universe works in mysterious ways, I had a first-hand or a second-hand experience of people really choosing when to die. So I'm going to tell you 3 stories. The first was of a friend of mine. Her father was, old, maybe 90, and he had a heart attack and was in a coma in the hospital. So she called her brother, who was in another country in Europe, to come see the dad, because these are his last moments. Now she was there for every day for hours. The guy was always in a coma. He was on the machines and stuff. So her brother took the first airplane. It took him about 24 hours to get to the hospital. It was 5 a.m. She was there. So the brother gets in and he's like, sobbing and stuff. And the father opened his eyes, talked to him, closed his eyes, and died. And my friend was there, and she was in the hospital with the coma for days. She was shocked. The father actually woke up to speak to his son before he dies. Second story was by a granddaughter, a friend of mine who's a granddaughter to somebody who was like 91 or so, her grandma, who will not pass away. So she's been in the hospital for a few weeks and she's not dying. Half her organs already shut down, but she's not leaving this planet. So I told her, tell me more. So she said, my father is there, the son is there, and he has another brother who's coming to be there too. So tell me about the brothers. And she said, they don't really get along. My uncle left the country, I don't know, decades ago, and we're not really in touch. But he's coming to visit with his kids, my cousins. And we're gonna spend some time. But the brothers, they don't talk to one another. I said, oh, interesting. So here's my suspicion. The brothers will have to work shifts around the mother. And when they will mend they will fix the connection between them, the relationships, or only then the grandma will leave, because that's her trick. That's what she's aiming for. So about 2 weeks later, I met this lady again, the granddaughter, and she said, you know what, you were right. They had to talk to one another. They texted, they bought food for one another, and they got closer. And I'm having a blast with my cousins, which I didn't really know. They're around my age. And the whole family is like a big reunion. And my grandma just passed away. And the third story is about a young man, maybe 27. He was a teacher. He was originally from the South, from a very conservative family, and he was working as a teacher in high school in the big city, and he was very popular. He was good in business as well. So him and a few more friends, they purchased a yacht and a small airplane, and he was very popular with the ladies. A good teacher, lovely person. So my friend, my female friend, let's call her the Russian, she really liked him. Nothing romantic, of course, but they were good friends. And she said, I want to introduce you to this guy. He's very smart, very articulate. So we were having dinner at her place with a bunch of other people. And we chatted and we talked about past life and, you know, what happened when you die. But this guy was in an interesting mood. He was like detached. I'm talking to him and he's not really there, like semi-depressed. But we still decided to do a seminar. I'm going to teach a seminar at his house a week later and bring all of his friends. So 6 days later, early morning, I get a phone call from my friend, the Russian lady, and she's sobbing. I said, what happened? What happened? And she said, the teacher just died. I said, what do you mean? She said, he crashed his airplane. They were flying along the shoreline and his airplane just crashed. And they suspect it was an engine malfunction. So I said, okay, so what are we gonna do? Do you want to do, A, they're going to bury him right away, and B, do you want to do the seminar? Will it be helpful for the friends if we talk about past life and reincarnation? And I said, yeah, let's do it. So we did it at his house, okay? So we buried him in the morning, and in early evening, we're meeting at his house. Of course, everybody's like out of it. And we started talking. And I said, you know what, I suspect it wasn't, there was no problem with the engine. It was, he wanted to die. I don't know why, but there's a reason he wanted to die. So people started talking about things. So my Russian friend said, you know what, he called me and another friend. And we said, do you want to fly with me? And we said, no, we're at a party. You join us when you're done. He did take down another couple, friends of theirs who died at the crash. But other people started, chiming in. One lady said, I flew with him a week ago and I was praying the whole time that we'll land safely. He was like a crazy man. And another one said, I think he had some issues at school. And we kept digging in, and what we sort of came up with was that he was a closeted gay guy. He was very popular and everything, but he wouldn't come out. Now his family was pressing him to get married, settle down, 27, and the girls were chasing him, and he did not see a way out. So this accident was actually an exit point he planned, and then he chose to activate it when he got there. So about a week later, we found out there was nothing wrong with the engine. The investigation found out there was nothing wrong. So, in short, my friends, I think we do plan when to die. We do have a free will about it as well. And a lot of the things that look like accident are actually suicide. So just food for thought. See you next time.